Greatest king of all time is here. Every day in this presence, that be the most wonderful time of the year. Making our enemies mad, they making plastic on the top us. Not knowing that we got that glow, can nobody really stop us? The Most High got us. See, we love the Father and keep His commandments. That kingdom advancement, this be the everyday anthem. Gotta get your hands up, stand up, sharp from the stanzas. Now, who that team to be standing tall? Who that team to give God their own? Who that rockin' both law and grace? Who that walkin' this walk of faith?
We don't have to do crime at all, but we shouldn't do it against each other because we've come through history of being abused in slavery. So there's no need for us to do that to ourselves.
Can't humble down for correction because of your pride. Same story, we done seen it way too many times. We got numb to the pain, we don't even cry. I done seen folks laugh, happy when somebody died. Scared of love full of hate cause they traumatized. The reality something you can't dramatize. We done took so many losses, we demoralized. Instead of hunger for the truth, we want more lives. Ain't no reverence, no respect for the Most High. The hate for each other, something that we can't hide. We think it's cool to have sex with a brother wife. We think it's normal and it's natural for to be or die. We take it for granted that we even alive. What we want and God won't, don't even align. See the error in our ways, we ain't even trying. We want followers on our G, not to follow Messiah. We look up to entertainers, worship idolize. Don't commit to the covenant, we commit crimes. That's why we stuck in this condition, but we don't see the signs. You can't go off how you feel, you gotta use your mind. The most dangerous thing we got, but it's undermined. Can't force change, so I shine this little light of mine and lead an increase of change to the Most High. Ain't no saving us. So much hate inside like we were made to love. Yeah. We can see our problems, ain't no changing us. We need to love each other. Why you hate your brother? Like we were made to love. Man, I know y'all gotta be tired of seeing your brothers getting killed, gunned down in the streets. You gotta be tired of going to prison, seeing your brothers going to prison. Y'all ain't tired of this? You don't want to try to do this another way? The Most High God got another way. We just got to be able to seek and find. And once we seek and find, we execute. Because it's got to be a better way. We got to learn how to love each other. Because all this hate ain't getting us nowhere. Am I the only one that see that this ain't getting us nowhere? We need to learn how to love, man. No saving us. Inside like we were made. Because we were made to love. Our problems ain't no changing us. We need to love each other. Why you hate your brother? Like we weren't made to love. Most of your homies in the grave, you ain't tired of. The other ones incarcerated, you ain't tired of. You been in and out of jail, what you ain't tired of? You don't learn from your mistakes because you're too proud of it. Can't trust the common narrative because they lying to it. We hold our own self bag, don't be blind to it. They keep blaming the white man, look at how we moving. All these self-inflicted wounds got us going through it. The most influential people, but look at what we doing. We push these vain stereotypes all through the music. We say we tired, we ain't tired till we start improving. We supposed to separate ourselves, but we want inclusion. We always talk about change, we don't never do it. We always say we love God, we don't really do it. Our hard head came with consequences, we going through it. Till we learn to love each other, we gon' forever lose. Seems like ain't no changing us. Inside like we were made. We were made, no. We can see our problems, ain't no changing. We need to love each other. Why you hate your brother? Like we were made to love. 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 Like we were made to love.
times when they had me, reached out to grab me, put a flew past me gladly. Matched the gas, put a blast on nasty. The whole shot got his face broke like glass beat. My people in the streets with the heat, murk the beast and leave it beneath the streets. Not just him, but the imps, the demons, the sneaky spirits about to taste defeat. No time for the stress to be, cause every time I turn around they wanna mess with me. I already know where the blessing be, but my life in y'all hand is the recipe. The most high step for me, because I'm tired of them tricking and testing me. I can't wait for sin to be deceased and receiving this ultimate rest in peace. But I'm ready for the fight, yo, for my life, yo. Never go because I walk in the light, though. And sure like Geico, I'm a strike bro. Automated word letting off shots like a rifle. He stay trying to cause disaster, thanks to the most high, it ain't hard to handle. Yeah, I know we can't stand me, the enemy really thought he had me, I'm walking off just laughing.
Thought he had me, but he didn't. Yeah.
Shalom, my people. Welcome to another great conversation at IMTV News, where we share the good news of the Most High. Anyone connected to Him is a new creation. Old things passed away, and behold, all things made new. And speaking of new, I had an amazing chance to meet this new brother, and I'm glad to have him come to the show right now, man. Ahi'Yah, what's good with you?
What's going on out, man? I'm just, pleased to be here. It's a pleasure. I appreciate you reaching out, man. And I'm just here ready to be a vessel of the Most High, bro. That's what it's all about. All praises. Man,
amazing. All praise to the Most High, man. So before I start the show, for my listeners and viewers, I just want to share some news for events. Shout out to my homegirl Harvest. Great state of recovery. Right now, we're going to do a celebration for her at Trinity Christian Worship in Mesquite, Texas. Oh, yeah, I'm out here in Dallas, Texas, by the way. TCW, Mesquite, Texas, July 25th at 6:45 p.m. For anybody that's in the DFW area, contact me for more info. And in music news, shout out to my friend and producer, Travell Richardson. He got a new one called Calling His Name. My boy Miles Messenger, the ATL, Never Thirst Again. My boy Bertrand McKinney, his new joint is Why I Love You So. TKB, the King's Baby, He Gave Me Life. My boy Ruach Kalai and Crucial, they got a new one called Dear Children. My boy King Ector, he got like 3 new ones out. Bless Remix, Most High, and Heat on the Way. And last but not least, shout out to my boy Baruch Ahi'Yah at So Fresh Records. Check out his new joint called Don't Forsake Me. But man, Ahi'Yah, look, for starters, can you share with the people where you're from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. That's born and raised, Pittsburgh, PA. I know I got an A hat on right now, but I usually have that P right there.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I recently spoke with somebody else from Pittsburgh, PA, man. Shout out to Harlan Tobe Jr.
Okay. All praises.
Pittsburgh in the house.
Yeah, I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's my second home. But
hey, that's what's up.
I was born and raised.
Hey, so how did you get into music?
Music's always been a part of my life. I grew up in like a Baptist church. Started out, singing at the age of 3. My mom heard I could sing at a young age. Started a choir with a couple of my cousins and uncles and stuff. And then from there, like the Most High just blessed me, and I was able to travel and do gospel music for a little bit. So music's always been a part of my journey. Always will be. That's the gift the Most High gave me. All praises.
That's what's up, man. And I see you used to, I don't know if you still are, but I saw you were with a group called SCR. Can you share about SCR?
Yeah, SCR, that's a group I had with my 2 brothers. It was kind of like, I started out doing gospel, but the world kind of got a hold of me at a young age. And, me and my brothers came together and, like I said, I sang, my brothers rapped. So we kind of like made a song one time, and like one of the DJs in the area heard the record and was like, man, y'all really or something, y'all can do a group or something. So then we was like, okay. And he put it on the radio, and it was like a battle of the beats type of thing. Like we were batting out with them. And we actually ended up losing, but it just so happened that the whole school, because we were still in school at the time, whole school heard it. So when we went back to school the next day, everybody was talking about our group all the time. We were just buzzing. And from there, man, we just started doing shows, and we just kept doing stuff and just putting stuff together. And Most High was just sending different people in our way that was teaching us the industry and stuff. And next thing you know, man, we ended up getting the record deal and with T-Pain back in 2012 was a single deal, and just getting deals and different things happening, and just the Most High just started just to have us grow, and that's kind of how it happened with Group SCR, man. And but there was always something that well, I know what it was now. We know it's the Most High. He only let us get to a certain level, and then he would pull us back. Like, we would get right to what we think is about to break, and we're about to do something to where the whole world could see, and he would just bring us back or shield us from whatever that the industry was trying to impose on us. So I'm thankful for that. But at the time, I took it as losses, but it really was his protecting hand, his guidance. You know what I mean? So I'm extremely grateful for that, and I'm happy to where where he has me right now and what he has me doing and what I'm getting ready to do. So, but yeah, man, that group kind of just took off, and me and my brothers, like we did our thing for a little bit.
For sure. And let me just say, I totally agree. I was in that same place, man. I was out with my uncles in hip hop, and we thought we was gonna get there, because really I'm from New Orleans, so Hurricane Katrina was my yanking. When that happened, I was like, yeah, I need to get my mind right, man.
Right, yeah.
For sure,
and the Most High does that to people he wants to use, man. Whenever the enemy's trying to get his hand on them, he'll just step in and shield it away. And like I said, because we were in the world and stuff at the time, we thought of it as losses. We thought of it as we need to work harder or whatever. But it was the Most High all the way, because we done sat in rooms with label people, executives and stuff, and they're rocking with us heavy, and then all of a sudden something just happens. You know what I mean? And then it just doesn't go forward. And I didn't understand it at the time, but I understand it now. It was the Most High. And because a lot of people talk about the music industry and how it's full of demonic stuff and different things going on. And I know for a fact some of that stuff does exist. And I know the Most High was keeping me from that. And I'm just eternally grateful now. So all praises.
So, and that kind of segue into my next question, man. How did you become Ahi'Yah and start walking with the Most High?
Well, it's kind of a two-part thing, man. So,
okay.
Remember how I mentioned I started off in church. I was, singing gospel music and at a young age, and it took off of me doing that as well. And I started to travel and do different things, but I was always had a zeal for the Most High. I always wanted to praise him as purely and as genuinely as possible. And I just like I said, I had that desire to please him. And when I grew up in that church, in the Christian church, I desired to have one of the gifts of speaking in tongues. And that was something that I wanted so bad, and it just was not happening for me. Every time I tried to push for it, it just wasn't happening, right? And then one day, but let me back up a little bit. I've even had the pastor bring me up front, oh, he's gonna do it this time. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to genuinely receive the gift of tongues, like how you read in the scriptures. I didn't want to be saying should have bought a Honda or something, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be something that I just made up or something that I heard somebody else say. I really genuinely wanted to do it, and I even had a pastor bring me up, let's pray for him. The whole church praying for me, and it just don't happen, right? But and this is a crazy testimony, but at one time I was deep in worship by myself, within myself, and it just started to flow, and I just started to say words. And this is before I knew anything about the Hebrew language. I'm talking, this is the early 2000s. I had to be 15. And I specifically remember saying the word Ahi'Yah and saying Yah and saying all those things. And I had never heard of that stuff before. And I was crying, weeping crazily. So fast forward to about 3 years ago, I was working on a solo project, and like I said, I'm from the city of Pittsburgh, and I was kind of like, you know, I had like a relationship going with some people from Taylor Gang, which is Wiz Khalifa's record label, and
Sure.
I was working on a solo project, and like I said, I grew up in church, so you know, I used to have little convictions going along my career, my journey, you know, through this music industry of certain things that I was doing, like the lifestyle or the lyrics or whatever. But I would brush it off. I would, you know what I'm saying, you know, look at it like, oh, you know, you're not there yet or whatever, or I'll do that later or whatever. But when I was working on this solo project with Taylor Gang, I just kept getting a real strong conviction. Like, it was to the point where, like, I remember I was sitting in a room and, you know, certain people, they use, you know, narcotics or whatever for inspiration. Like, I was sitting in a room full of people doing that, and I just started to feel out of place, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like I didn't belong, and I never had that feeling before. You know what I'm saying? I brushed it off. And so, fast forward a little bit of time, and I just kept getting convicted. So, you know, I was in the studio recording, and I started to be like, man, I think I should change my content. Like, I think I should stop cursing. So I stopped cursing in my music, and that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? And then I just, you know, but I kept trying to push this project forward. I had so many people banking on it. Like I said, I was getting close to working with a lot of people from Taylor Gang. I was recording at the studio with them and stuff. So I'm thinking like, man, this is my chance to do something dope. So I just kept pushing forward. But I just kept having that tug at my heart. You know, that tug where the Ruach just tugs you, like, what are you doing, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I kept having that. And then one time I went to the studio, a studio I normally never go to. And I was recording in the session, and I remember like they had like the spit guards they had for the mic. It touched my face. And I never let that happen. You know what I mean? If you're a real recorder, you know, you kind of don't want that screen to touch your face because you don't know what's on there, right? Mm-hmm. So it touched my face. And then 2 days later, I had an infection like all on my face. Like, it was crazy. Like, I had never seen nothing like this before, right? And I had like videos lined up. I had photo shoots lined up. I had a whole plan laid out of a rollout for this project I was going to do. But I couldn't do it because I had, you know, it was like a rash or something on my face. And I went to the doctor and they said it was an infection. And what I ended up doing when I first saw it, I put alcohol in it and it burned my skin, like really bad. So I had like a burn on my face. I couldn't do nothing. It was like, man. So I had to sit down. And during that time, all I kept seeing was like IUIC, just different things on the internet talking about we the people. But I really saw brothers in the streets and they were just quoting scripture, and I'm like, man, I want to be like that. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. And then Most High just sparked a zeal in me, and I was like, I can't do none of this anymore. I got to let it all go, and I got to live for the Most High. I'm done running from my calling, because I knew the Most High had called me, because I started in church, like I said. And you know, I was like, I got to let all this go, and I got to live for him. And so, you know, but even that still wasn't enough. The last thing that really put the nail in the coffin was my father. My father was really sick. He had sepsis in his body, and like he was literally on life support. And I remember I literally just went into the bathroom. I called him Most High. I was like, if you could spare his life, I'll live for you. I'll live for you. And when I came out the bathroom, like I said, he was on life support. He had like tubes in his mouth. He couldn't speak, and he was like barely conscious. And I just held his hand, and I was praying, and I remember I just felt him just squeeze it just a little bit, and I was just like, wow, he's alive, because the doctors are talking about, we don't think he's gonna make it, all that. I squeezed my hand, and I was like, he's alive. And then from then on, I was like, yeah, I can't turn from this. I've seen a lot of different things, you know, showed in my life a lot of different ways, and so I was like, I can't turn from this. And I decided to go in the truth, and I got a zeal for knowledge and started reading, started studying the word, and yeah, and then it just blossomed from there. But to backtrack on how I got the name, so whenever I came into the truth after that happened with my father and everything, at first I put away music completely. I was like, I don't even want to do it unless you are telling me to do it. And so I didn't do it for months. I used to. You talking about somebody who used to record every day, 3-4 songs a day? Like, I stopped altogether for months. I was like, I don't even want to think about music. I just want to think about the Most High and pleasing Him. So I ended up joining a camp, just running into a brother who had some fringes on back home in Pittsburgh, and he invited me out to the camp. Shout out to the Steel City Brews. That was the camp. And it just so happened when I came into camp, everybody in the camp did music. You know, they were like, "Yo," and there were these opportunities that would just pop up in the camp, like, "Yo, somebody know how to sing," and I'm sitting there like, Most High gave me this gift. You know what I mean? They're like, "Yo, we need somebody on this track." I'm like, I wasn't trying to do it at first. I'm like, whenever you tell me to do it, that's what I'll do it. And just little things will happen, like, oh, because I know how to engineer a little bit. Oh, you know, somebody know how to record. And I'm just sitting and hearing this, and then I'm just feeling like, you know how the word says, when you know and don't do it to be considered sin. So I'm sitting there like, man, I got this talent you gave me. Let me know when I should step up. And eventually the Most High just sparked it in me. And, you know, I started to help and do things and, you know, show up for the brothers. So, and then that's when I just heard his voices tell me clear as day, it's time. It's time for you to go forth and be a vessel unto the people. And so I started recording for myself. And then the last point I'm going to make here, because I know the story is kind of long. I got a long testimony, but...
man, this your story, man.
It came back full circle because I started to feel like, yo, I need a name. You know, I hear all these brothers with these good names, like, you know, y'all this, and I'm like, man, what's my name, man? I need to find a name, right? So I remember that whenever Most High brought this to my memory, that when I was speaking in tongues as a child, I kept saying Ahi'Yah, Ahi'Yah, like over and over again, right? And that was one word I remembered besides hearing y'all and different things. And I was like, yo, I like that. And then I was like, well, let me pray on it and let me search in the scriptures to see if I could find anybody else with that type of name. So the name I did find was Ahi'Yah, but we know that wouldn't have been Ahi'Yah. It was because of where that J didn't exist in, so it would have been Ahi'Yah. And he was a prophet, he was a Shilonite, and he's the one that gave the prophecy to Jeroboam that the kingdom would be split. So when I saw that, I just felt the spirit, and I'm like, that's it, Ahi'Yah. And I just changed the J to a Y, and that's what I kept. That's what I rocked out with. But I know a lot of brothers though, when they hear my name, they think, you know, of the scriptures in Exodus where it says Ahi'Yah, or you know, some people pronounce it Ahi'Yah, and they think it's where he says I am that I am. But that's not where I got my name from. I got my name from the prophet, and also he's also mentioned throughout the book a couple of times. There's been a few Ahi'Yahs throughout the scriptures. But yeah, from that prophet, and also from the Spirit revealing it to me, you know, when I first, you know, uttered a different language. So, but yeah, that's how it all just came together, and it's been working smoothly. I'm working on a project, man. Got some singles ready, got some stuff ready to go, brother. And this interview, man, is right on time, man. It's right on time.
Oh,
no praise,
man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask more about that later on in the show. And my apologies for saying the name. I should have asked before we started the show. I said, how you pronounce your name?
Oh no, you pronounced it right, Ahi'Yah. That's okay. That's it. Ahi'Yah. But I made sure, you know, to distinguish between the Ahi'Yah and the Ahi'Yah, because like I said, some people say Ahi'Yah or Ahi'Yah whenever they're referring to the I am that I am, but that's not what this is. It's sure. Ahi'Yah, you know, like the Shilonite, the prophet.
Man, so now I want to talk about some rhythm and reason. I'm gonna name some songs, and you just share what these songs mean to you. First song, Your Will.
Your Will. So for me, Your Will, you know, that's my first lead-off single was Your Will, and to me, it was like a statement to anybody that's going to hear my music from here on out, that everything that I do is going to be, you know, for the Most High, and whatever He gives me, all my steps are going to be ordered by Him. you know, and that's why, you know, I dropped that record first, because I had a couple other records I wanted to do, and some of my family members like, yo, why you drop that one first? Because I just felt like I had to, you know, let people know that I'm here to do the will of the Father.
Oh yeah,
and nothing else. So yeah, that record means a lot to me too. That was one of my most like personal, you know how you have these records are like your size and different. That's one I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should drop. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's one of them. So.
For sure. The next song, You Belong to Yah, and what a dope flip, by the way.
Oh yeah, all praises, man. Toda. But yeah, man, You Belong to Yah was my message to the people, especially the young people. That's why I flipped that record. That you belong to the Most High. We are, you know, His chosen people. We are the people He put on the earth to be a light to the rest of the world. And that's what the message of that record is, man. Wake up. You belong to Yah. You don't belong to nowhere else. You don't belong in some church where you're not receiving the revelation for the Father. Unless He sent you there, you don't belong there, and you belong to Him. Praise it.
True indeed, man. So I'm getting tongue tied. I also want to ask, like, name 3 of your favorite songs and why other people should check these songs out.
3 of my favorite songs.
And it could be anybody.
To be honest, man, I'm an old school, like God. Like I told you, I grew up in gospel, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
And not to no shot, no like disrespect to the, you know, Israelite music and Israelite artists right now. As I do got my favorites, you know, there's some brews that really stand out. So no disrespect to them at all, you know. But
sure.
I just got some records like John P. Key. I do that John P. Key. I do, man. There's something about that record, brother. Like it puts me in the spirit. But as far as like some brews, one of my favorite artists is Ahi'Yah. The Amos 9, I think he calls it Amos 9. You Only Have I Known. That's one of my favorite records. All my children know that record.
For sure.
And, another one is Free Brew and Him Together. What's the name of that record, man? My mind is just jumping. He's Been Good to Me. That joint, you know what I'm talking about? I think it's called He's Been Good to Me. I think it's called, yeah. But yeah, that's one of my favorites too, man. My children, we play that every Shabbat, and they all know the words. That's how much we listen to that. But yeah, but I like to mix it up. So I listen to some gospel, and then I listen to some you know, Israelite rappers and artists and stuff. Like I mix it up, man. Whatever the Spirit guides me to do, whatever type of mood I'm in, that's what I'm on. Yeah, how about you? What's your favorite records? I know you said you listen to gospel too.
Man, it's like, look, I mix it up too, truth and gospel. Like, in gospel, one of my favorite singers is Dietrich Haddon.
Oh yeah, people actually say I resemble him a little bit. I got some cousins, man. They be like, bro, you look like Dietrich, bro.
And matter of fact, on the real, man. And matter of fact, look, you in the 8, Canton Jones. Hey, Joe.
Okay.
Man, now as far as the truth, look, shout out to my OG Hondo Alatunde. Like, he does a lot of great music. Like, this man has been everywhere long before I even started working with him. Wow. If you get a chance, check him out, man. He does a lot of great music.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out.
The show, Eshawn Burgundy.
Oh yeah, how did I forget him? Oh man, you know what? He's one of the first artists I ever heard when I came in the truth was Eshawn Burgundy. Like, I remember when I first came in the truth, it was kind of hard for me to find music. And when I found him, bro, I was listening to everything of his, bro. Like, like for real. I had that Lost Sheep album playing like 24/7, and like just certain records I had playing all the time, like to the point where my family's like, bro, this all you listening to is the same dude. I'm like, yo, that's all I knew, and I'm like, it's fire, yo. You know, his lyricism is crazy too. He's out the hook. So how did I forget Eshawn Burgundy, man? Dang, man, that's crazy.
For sure. And like one great singer in the truth, and this is for anybody listening, y'all should definitely check out Io Ben Yahoo. His story is like similar to yours. He was out there in the R&B world. Like he had that same testimony. You know, he was there, but the Most High got his attention. But he has 2 albums out in the truth called New Moon and Wonderland. Those will be some great projects to check out.
Okay, for sure. All praises, man. You put me on game, man. You put me to some new artists, man.
For sure,
I don't
man.
know what it is about the algorithms. Well, we know what it is. It's Hassan. But it's so hard to find artists in Ox and who really putting on for the Most High. It seems as though like you gotta do some real digging sometimes, And it's good that brothers like you have a platform like this to where you could be like, here, these are artists, check them out. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing.
Matter of fact, I could share something with you for a second, man. Whenever you do get ready to drop your project, you can also come back and talk to me and my crew, Yah for Life, because we host a show every Saturday called Ears to Hear Music Review. And we're going to play the whole album, not just 2 or 3 songs, the whole project.
That's what's up. That's what I want to hear, brother. And I already was going to ask you that anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that anyway, so all praises. All praises, man.
Yeah, man. Look, let us know when you drop the new project.
Yeah, it's coming, but I'll have a release date probably in the next few days. I'm looking to drop it sometime this month, by the end of the month, if not next month. But I've been sitting on it for a while, and just praying and just, figuring out, what's the best thing to do, what's the best way to move, And I don't really like to move unless the Father tells me to. So, and that's what I'm working on, right now. So.
Sure. Oh, one more thing I wanted to ask you about. Can you share about Light Work in Christ?
Yeah, sure. Light Work is a YouTube channel that me and my brother Ahi'Yah we came together on. He was one of the first ox that I ran into that we had a similar zeal for the Most High, and we just always used to talk about scriptures all the time and just just share stuff with each other and with our families, and then we just decided let's put a YouTube channel together. So then that's what we did, and we would come on week and just do lessons and just give the people what the Most High gave us, and we're still in the process of doing that. We just took a little bit of a break, but it's great to come back around.
Sure.
Like I said, I specifically like to move by by the Father. Like whenever He tells me to move, that's how I move. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that that He was using us as vessels to do with that channel. And yeah, man, look out for it. All praise.
For sure. Man, so along with the new project, what more can we look forward to from Ahi'Yah?
Just look forward to seeing me more often. Specifically, I got a show coming up. I'm doing the F3, the Friends F Fest down here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, what up, Monologue?
Yeah, my brother Monologue. Shout out to the House of Mono. So he recently added me to the list. So I'll be doing like a 15-minute set down there, and I'm just trying to step forward now, man, and show my face as much as possible and bring the light, and spread the truth. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're supposed to do. So I'm just trying to step out, man. Step out this summer.
Man.
For sure.
Matter of fact, you in the A, right?
Yes, sir.
How far is that from Conyers?
So where I'm at in Georgia, I'm probably about maybe 15 minutes from Conyers. I'm not far from Conyers.
Man, you should also link up with another one of our good brothers by the name of King Ector. He's out there in Conyers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for a
producer.
Oh, go ahead.
Nah, I say he's an amazing producer.
Oh yeah, that's what I need. I'm telling you, man, Rurock's working, man. That's exactly what I need right now, for real. But yeah, because I'm down here in Georgia, and I'm here specifically because Most High sent me, man. And that's a whole other thing. I can get into. I don't know if you got time, but it is.
Hey, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'll talk about this a little bit. So, my wife, she actually she's from Pittsburgh as well, but her mother and her siblings, they moved to Georgia while she was going to school in Pittsburgh, and so she ended up, being there, and that's how we met in Pittsburgh. And her one sibling was graduating when we were in Pittsburgh. We decided to just come down and be there for the graduation. And while we were there, we were, sightseeing and just doing different things. And the Most High just spoke to me and said, "You're going to be here." And, I'm saying back to the Father, like, I've been here before. Like, what you mean? You're going to be here. He's like, "You're going to be here. You're going to live here. You're going to live here." And I just kept hearing that over and over. And then I felt the Holy Spirit at the same time. And then I told my wife, I'm like, I just heard the Father say we're going to be here. And she kind of was like, "Wow, that's crazy." So then, we kept just, going on with our day. And then we got a phone call by like a family friend. And he was like, "Yo, he said, I got to move out of Georgia. And I got a whole house here that I want to rent out to you all." Literally 2 hours later. 2 hours later. And I was like, wow, me and my wife, we just was like, whoa, like, was the Most High working like that? So, we ended up, going to the graduation and then moving down probably like 2 or 3 months later. And then while we were here, and I'm gonna make this long story, make it short. While we were here, we had only been here about, I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm like, Father, like, I need a job. I just followed your voice and came down here. Like, I need some money. We gotta live. So I get a job right away. And then so I come to work the first day, and believe it or not, that very spot where I heard him say, "You're going to be here and you're going to live here," was where my job was located. Like, I kid you not. It was where I heard his voice say, "You're going to live here." That's where the job was located, and I knew right then and there. I'm like, oh man. And since then, anytime I go to him and I need something or I'm unsure about something, he's responding right away. I'm like, man, I need this, I need that. I'll have somebody just call me up. "Yo, I got this brand new table. You want it?" And it's like, yo, and it's, you know what I mean? Like, the Father he just sent it. He's like, so when you read in the scripture and you see that he will provide, I am a living and breathing testimony of that, man. If you walk according to his law, statutes, commandments, and you do his will, he will provide to the point where you won't even have to do anything, just walk in it. That's why it says the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Father. So literally, all you have to do is walk in it. All praises.
All praises.
Yeah, that's my story, man. So I'm here in Georgia. He got me here. I'm trying to do his work. I'm trying to do his will. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting with this music and going forth in ministry, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Man, so everybody, you heard that, man. Be on the lookout for Ahi'Yah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and thank you, brother, man, for having me on the platform, man, for taking the chance, man. I appreciate it, brother.
No problem, man.
Yeah.
Man, so I always ask my first time guests, how does the Most High inspire Ahi'Yah to keep moving forward?
Oh man, I'm inspired by the journey in itself. You know what I mean? Like, especially like when you look at the scriptures and you see like how the prophets were going to uncharted territory, or they had to step up and say something where they, weren't comfortable or afraid or whatever. It's the journey in itself for me, man. And that's what inspires me, is just walking in just sheer faith and trusting him. You know what I mean? So just taking a leap of faith is what inspires me in this journey. And also, watching him manifest things and do things and like bring brothers together, have brothers work together. You know what I mean? That in itself is inspiration, man. To see, especially us being the people and how the world's trying to tear us down, but us just coming together and making things happen. Like, even if we have doctrinal differences, even if you might subscribe to this name or that name, But if we can come together and agree that we got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and we got to, try to please the Father, then that's inspiration in itself, man. We could do whatever we got to do. We could do anything if we could do that. You know what I'm saying? And, that's my inspiration is seeing us come together, watching the Father work, and just knowing that he gave me, a gift to use, to either inspire or whatever it may be, and to not have to use it for the world. That's what inspires me, man. That's what keeps my zealing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, crazy.
For sure. Man, and look, speaking of inspired, man, if you could offer any encouragement, inspiration to others to inspire them to unlock that zeal within them, what would you say to them?
I would say, just don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. If the Father is leading you that way, He give you an unction or just even, speaking to you, don't be afraid to walk in it. And also too, don't allow, the people around you to hinder you or keep you from moving forward. Like there's a scripture where the man wanted to walk with Yeshua, and he was like, I have to go bury my father. And Yeshua told him what? Let the dead bury the dead. You know what I mean? But if you want to be in the kingdom, you going with me. Basically, I know I'm paraphrasing, but sometimes even our closest friends or closest relatives could be a hindrance, and in this truth, in this walk. And my advice to you is this: no matter what, follow whatever the Father's telling you to do. Follow His will, keep His will, or do His will. No matter what it costs you, no matter what you have to walk away from. Because all the things that you may lose, it may not have been meant for you to have in the beginning. And also, He will add more. You know what I'm saying? Out of your obedience. So don't be afraid to take that leap of faith. Don't be afraid to say what others won't. You know what I'm saying? Just allow the Most High to use you, be a vessel, and put that first foot forward, man. For real.
For sure, man. And look, a lot of what you just said, man, it takes me back to your lead off single, Your Will, because who's my family?
Yeah.
Those that do the will.
Yeah, man. First coming into this walk is crazy, man. Especially when everybody around you ain't woke. Like, I know I spent months on the couch because my wife was like, yo, you want some crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah, I had fights with my family, too.
What'd you say,
I said I done had fights with my people because they.
There you go. Yeah, man.
What is wrong with you? No, I'm awakened.
Right. Yeah, we waking up, man.
It's wrong to y'all, but right to me.
Right. Yeah, especially for me, man. It took some time, man. It took some time for me to, get my family together, in this truth. And a lot of us are going through that, man. Maybe not in your immediate family, but even just stuff like holidays, like the 4th just passed, and you got your family members like, yo, let's come together, and you might enjoy coming together with your family, but now I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And they not understanding that. That puts a lot of us in a lonely space. But stay the course, man. Don't give in to temptation, and do His will. Do His will.
For sure. Look, like you said, the holidays, like my peeps always go back to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. They be like, you should come with us.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, talk about the belly of the beast right there, man.
I ain't messing with that, yo.
Yeah. Hey, I've been in New Orleans. They got some good food too, man. Well, used to, because a lot of it, is unclean. A lot of the good stuff is unclean. But, I remember before I was in the truth going there, oh man, I used to fire down on some food. But, we can't do that no more.
On the real, man.
All praises.
All praises to the Most High. Well, everybody, this has been your IMTV News Report. Ahi'Yah, man, thank you once again for coming through.
Man, thank you for inviting me, and it's just been a blessing to be here, man. I know we were brought together by the Ruach, like all the way, man. The Father, it's just crazy to see how he works, man. And I look forward to building with you too, as well, even aside from
same here.
You know, so you know, I feel like I just gave me a new op.
For sure,
praises, man. It's a blessing to be here.
Man, true indeed, man. Well, I'm about to run. We about to get into some of this righteous music. This is Joel Yahudah, your friendly neighborhood DJ, checking out with Ahi'Yah. We just want to say much love. Continue to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Blessings and shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. That's that.
Yeah, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
I just gotta keep it real. Took so many losses, I done lost my way to feel. Feeling drive me crazy, I'm like, y'all come take the wheel. Now going on, wonder where her prayers at. Never thought I'd see that I'll be saying that. I seen the casket close over my bro, I couldn't hold them back. These real tears falling on paper, wish I can get them down. On my knees, the day you left, I wasn't here. Never felt that type of pain, no none compared to that. Now I'm walking in your purpose and will. And through your righteousness, my calling has been signed and it's sealed. Didn't understand your plan back then, but now it's all been revealed. And I just gotta do your will, I just gotta do your will, yeah. When you say, I'll go, they don't want me like you do. Where you go, I gotta do your will. Where you say, I'll go, they don't want me like you do. Where you go, I gotta do your will. I gotta do your will. Y'all threw his mantle on my shoulders, ain't no turning back. And I submit unto his will, no overturning it. Ever since I tasted living water, I threw my life on the altar. I gave my all.